Oh, okay. So he says these people, right? If you say they about Jews, they will hit the roof. But Palestinians are these people. He says these people there deserve a hard death and agonizing death. I mean, you have to laugh because his frustration, it's like some nerd just like, you know, losing their shit and banging on the table. I mean, he looks like Himmler, and he is Himmler. You know, this is a reincarnation of Bismarck right there. These people say deserve a hard agonizing death, yeah?
בייסורים, ובמקום זה אנחנו רואים אותם מבלים בים, ובסטלבט שלהם, ובכיף שלהם. האנשים האלה, אין שם חפים מפשע ברצועת עזה, אין שם, הם הצביעו חמאס, הם רוצים...
There are no innocents in Gaza. Jesus, I mean, listen, man, you know what? I'll make you a deal. If there are no innocents in Gaza, what does that make you in Israel? I mean, if these people are guilty of whatever, whatever you claim, what does that make you? These people, he says, there are no innocent people in the Gaza Strip, none. They voted for Hamas. They voted for Hamas. They want Hamas. When did they vote for Hamas? I mean, most people in Gaza are children, so they're not even 18. When did they vote for Hamas? The election was in 2006. So they either were too young or they weren't even born. Who voted for Hamas? Is there a law in Israel that says, you know, if you vote for Hamas, you deserve the death penalty? Maybe there is. I don't know what kind of backwards things they have. But he really seems upset. I feel so bad for him, you know, seeing all these Gazans on the beach. That must be really distressing for him. The poor man, right? How dare they? How dare they?
חמאס, הם חגגו, הם חילקו סוכריות, חלקם ירקו על גופות של שני לוק, חלקם עשו סלפים חטופים שלנו, אין שם חפים מפשע, והעובדה שהם עכשיו...
They took selfies with our abductees. Yeah, well, I mean, Israelis also film videos with their abductees. And there are far more of them. There are far more abductees being filmed, and there are far more Israelis doing this. Right? I've seen countless videos, and I've shown them to you, of Israelis filming themselves with a bus full of blindfolded Palestinian men and playing children's songs to mock them. But he is upset. I mean, Jesus Christ, his suit, this outfit he's wearing offends me. Never mind the shit coming out of his mouth. Also, people on the beach, what does he know? What does he know of what they're doing on the beach? What if they're homeless, you know, because you bombed most of their homes? Remember, most buildings in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed. So you put them on the beach, maybe. You put them on the beach, Mr. Heinrich Yehuda Himmler.
שלנו אין שם חפים מפשע, והעובדה שהם עכשיו מבלים בים שנייה אחת. והעובדה שהם מבלים בים.
Look at that. The fact they are enjoying the beach instead of starving. So for him, it's like a Palestinian has to starve. That's it. Right? How dare they enjoy the beach when they're supposed to be starving? I mean, Jesus, do I have to explain it? I'm only doing it for the people who are listening instead of watching. But as Joseph requested. But seriously, this is so... I kind of like this guy in a sense. You know why? Because he brings this refreshing honesty that the Israelis so often lack in English. When they're speaking in Hebrew, they're so direct, and it's always the case, right? He's not that special, except for his disgusting outfit. But Israelis have such a refreshing honesty when they're speaking amongst themselves in Hebrew. Always, always, always. It's nothing like their crap in English. Because they don't expect you to go and watch a clip in Hebrew, but they'll come and speak to you and address you in English, right? Because that's propaganda. Here, this is Israel, like as pure as it gets, right? Straight up genocide. I want to massacre you. How dare you go to the beach? Maybe I put you on the beach. Doesn't matter. You should be starving right now. Go and die. That's it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Wow.
Hello, Abby.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I only
That was
played
crazy.
played like 4 minutes of that. It's a 20-minute video, and that guy says even crazier shit. So feel free. If you haven't
Maybe,
heard of Medhurst, please check him out.
maybe at the end you could play the rest on our way
Maybe.
on our outro, because that was unhinged.
Yeah.
And I tried, like, before I would curse a lot, and then I'm thinking, I'm trying to work with children and trying to teach them, like, in certain environments you shouldn't say certain things. So I'm trying to hold my tongue. But I'm not in one of those environments. I'm not in church. I'm not at my grandmother's house. I can curse and still um, be what children need me to be. I think I'm not sure yet, so I'm working that out. But that was unhinged, and it's like we vote for perpetual war. So what should happen to us? Because that's what we're voting for here in the United States of America.
Well, I
Perpetual
didn't vote
war.
for it necessarily, right? But then
Well, not
people
you,
blame
but
you for not voting, that you are letting it happen because you didn't vote for the other guy. So it doesn't really matter.
not really true. But the
But what are
point
we
is,
letting
like,
happen by not
it's
acting?
the I think the point is the government is an entity of itself, and we have no control over it. And people assume that we are all like this, and we are not.
Hmm.
So anyway, hi
And
Michael.
this is the thing about the soft Zionists who don't really understand what they're supporting, right? If you're in the same camp as that guy and you don't understand that you're in the same camp with these kinds of people, maybe these are the kinds of videos you should be witnessing. So,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm. Not much. I got a new pair of glasses. Bloop bloop bloop. Pop, pop.
Nice. They look good.
And they were expensive.
Mm.
And I'm just thankful that I was able to afford them, because it's a lot going on. Let's before we start, can we just say hey to our comrades in the chat, our friends that show up every week religiously, and we love them. So, hello. Oh,
Leroy, I don't remember
well,
seeing
he's
you here
new.
before. So welcome. First one in.
Welcome,
Door.
Leroy. He's new. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here.
Rondo always comes through. That's my boy. And he's saying hey to Leroy as well.
And Desert Mantis. That's all we got in the chat for now.
Desert Mantis.
Oops, sorry. Yeah. Greetings.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They'll come through. So everybody's just saying hello to each other and getting to know each other. So today we don't have usually we have like something extremely prepared, and we like run through it in quite detail, like a very specific subject, right? Today we wanted to try something new and do what like where I haven't seen it before, and Michael shows me something, and I just
a bit
ad
of the
lib
reaction stuff that
and
kind of
do my
others.
own reaction.
Yeah.
But before that, can I just say, okay, Michael's is from Canada, so he's not really up on this, but the Chris Brown and Quavo beef, please in the chat, please say something in the chat.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So if you love hip hop and you know about playing the dozen, so Michael didn't know this. I asked him, did he know about playing? He said, well, what was it you said to me, Michael? You didn't like people being so mean to each other or something. I couldn't remember
I
what.
said I don't like watching people tearing themselves tearing each other down to make a buck, and that's like what a lot, basically, I wouldn't say everybody, but there's a huge amount of people out there. You can make a lot of money doing that, and that's exactly what they're doing. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, and usually we would call them grifters.
Right.
So that's like the Candace Owens and the I forget their names because the Diamond and Silks and the Ron Smith, I think his name is Terrence. Oh, and the Joey, his name Joey something. I try not to remember their names, but you guys know who I'm talking about. But this isn't grifting. This is something different. This is an age-old tradition in Black culture, and it's called playing the dozens. So when you play the dozens, it's like you're going back and forth, insulting each other, but it's comedy. It's not real. Now, I think they're being real.
Well,
But
sometimes
like,
it starts as comedy and ends as tragedy or whatever. So.
yeah, oh yeah, that is so true. Which happened with okay, so the biggest beefs for my I'm about to tell everybody my age, and I don't care because I look great. 48, just turned 48. Pow pow. The biggest beef I remember, thank you, is Tupac hit him up. Whew, that was fire. And then Ice Cube with no Vaseline. Whew, that was bad. And then Nas Ether, that slapped too.
Yeah.
So ever since those three, this is the biggest diss I have ever heard in the history of disterdom. Is that a word, disterdom?
It is now.
It is now. It was crazy.
Well, I
I
think
just,
that it makes a little sense to do it, not so much like to tear each other down. If you think about it as to help each other build the skills of like how to have a witty comeback when someone tries to belittle you, and so they're learning how
mm,
to fight bullies by bullying each other a little bit. But
mm.
it's maybe something, I don't know.
That's it. I mean, that's a good that's a good analysis of it because you're bullying each other through, it's almost like a dance off, but
Yeah.
through words. So I'm here for it all.
And it's
Uh-oh.
a competition. Oh,
Drake
gee.
lost on G. I didn't even talk about Drake because yep, Drake lost.
But it's the idea that competition can make us stronger if we're striving together as opposed to just trying to overcome each other. So, but then this is what people forget, and they kind of get. It's about personal attacks and stuff. You start to take it personally, and then the reactance sets in. So,
Michael, have you ever been to Pettyville? I don't think you have.
what do you mean petty? Have I ever become
Oh,
petty? I get petty with people all the time, or whatever. It's like funny how I seem to maybe have a bit of passive aggressive going on, where I can put on a nice to calm
Canada
down.
Nice.
But then if someone sets me off, I'll try and show you guys some videos, maybe see if they work of what I've been going through at my apartment building here, trying to get people to act. A little bit to my shame, I've had to be trying to call the cops, knowing that it's not really going to do anything. But I'm trying to establish the track record of them not actually doing anything to show we don't actually have any rights, kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very tricky when they seem to be aware of me, and then I don't know what they've written down about me in order to ignore me and stuff. So
Well, before we get into that, I just want to say Leroy says that Breezy's track is going to catch a body for sure. Unfortunately, I hope not. I hope it's just pettiness. And then he says, I live in a high rise in Pettyville. Man, let me tell you, because we're going to get into all that, Michael. But the level of petty that I saw was, whew. If you look at the comments of people after after Breezy dropped that, some people said like, you know how they do those reactions. Some people said they didn't even get through the whole thing, and they just stopped the track and was like, "Yeah, you just going to get your boys and fight. It's over with." Why would you say that? The ones I liked was someone who said, "Nah, Draco, just go ahead and get your CDL license and take it on the road, buddy. Rap game is over." Now, I thought that was a better one than fighting. Why would we fight?
I guess people think it's kind of like one of our basic instincts that we can't not fight if we wanted to. And then if you don't fight, you're weak.
I'm not really sure what this means, so I'm going to read it out loud for the people who are watching and not listening and not watching. So Rondo says the issue with hip hop beefs is rather than being pure competition, is mostly utilized as a form of Mandinka fights, bred in circuses.
Yeah,
So
I'm curious.
I'm
No,
not sure.
Never heard of Mandinka fight, but if what you mean by that is bred in circus, then
He might be meaning Mandingo fights, which is from slavery times. So slave masters. Yes, that's what he means. Okay, or at least that's what Leroy thinks he means. Mandingo fights. So that's when slave masters would fight their. Think of a pit bull fight or chickens fighting. They would do that to slaves. They would put their biggest slaves up against each other, and they would call them Mandingos. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about.
oh, that makes a lot more
Which
sense now. Yeah.
Yes, which is thanks for that trauma, Rondo. I wasn't I wasn't ready. Oh, okay, so he comes back. So here he goes. Mandingo is a derivative of Mandinka, okay, which is an African tribe which many African Americans derive their line from. Rondo is always bringing us really good information. Maybe we should have him on the show one day because he's something else.
That's the new thing I learned today. You learn something new every day. So thank you for
Yes,
that.
you do. Thank you for that, Rondo.
So yeah, I think before I show my other stuff, maybe we should show. I got a little reaction video of this Breezy track. I'm thinking we might be able to play it instead of getting a copyright if we try to play the song, right? So maybe we can try sharing that.
Okay.
Let me just
Go in.
let me just find
I
the
mean,
tab.
he oh my goodness, it was so bad.
Yeah, it's another 10-minute video, so we'll just play some of it until we kind of get bored with it.
You can't get bored with that. Not with that
Yeah.
track. Maybe the commentary though. Oh, so while you pulling it up, Rondo says everybody's thanking him for sharing. He says, "No doubt, fam. Each one teach one." Thank you for being a very loyal chat friend, Rondo, because you're always coming through with some information.
Yeah. They always say on our like I hear Nick and TJ them saying on the main channel we got like the best community out there kind of thing. We got like the most intelligent people, you know. So we really do build each other up. So I appreciate you guys. So let's just play a bit of this and we'll see what we got to say about it. So.
He the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead. Oh, shit. You tripping, Chris? Don't say.
Oh Lord, come on, Chris.
Wait, you started with that? You started right there.
Died, everybody wish.
That's where he started. That's just the very beginning of the video. I don't know. I don't even know this guy. Just like, okay, we'll see what he has to say. So
Oh my good. Wait.
No shade on this guy, you know. For now, until we see who he is. But
maybe he starts there and then goes back to the beginning because you can't start there.
Anyway,
All
let's
right, go
proceed.
ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
You would said, "Oh Lord."
Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga. They say revenge is. I'm talking about beating girls. You was beating bitches on the elevator. We seen the taste. That's devastating. You doing bad.
What's going on, guys? My name's Cam.
Okay,
Welcome
he
back
starts
to
from the beginning.
video. So, just I can't even think what I'm going to say right now. But listen, Chris Brown and Quavo. Chris Brown just dropped a diss track. I literally just woke up, opened it on Twitter. It was the first thing I saw, and I try not to read the comments too much because I just want to react to it raw. So it's looking crazy. So it's really looking crazy. But before I start the video, make sure you guys click the like and subscribe button. Also, follow me on all social media platforms at Unlimited Cam. And do me a favor, guys, click the like and subscribe button. It doesn't hurt.
I guess we should
Also,
say that
you guys
too.
wanna see me react to,
Click the like and subscribe button. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Right. This is all part of this psychological reactance thing, where when we tell people to do that, we're kind of we're being trained to exploit that phenomenon, whether we're doing it in a nefarious way or not. We're saying, do this. We're challenging you to do something, and then apparently psychologically, we're kind of taking your freedom of choice away by doing that, and then you react by making a choice to the in response to the challenge. So, like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Okay, understand what I just did.
That's not why we're here, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's just I don't like doing that. I really don't like
I
having
know.
to. I learn these things, and I'm like, I don't like that they're using these tactics to trick people into watching videos. So that's what I don't want to do that. So I'm going to be upfront, very much full disclaimer that this is what people are doing, and I'm not really trying to become a YouTuber who does that. But I do recognize you do it without even recognizing when you're doing it. So try not to be throwing us under the bus for doing what everybody else is doing when we're already being censored and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what let's play a bit more.
Back to Pettyville.
Like certain videos, just hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, tweet them to me. However, you guys can do it that way. So, but let me stop talking. Let's get into it. He got the man eating a glizzy. So this guy posted Chris Brown dropped the Quavo. This is Ahmed. I don't know his Instagram at big_business. So I appreciate you.
Can you pause it for 1 second? Can someone in the chat explain to me what a glitchy is? Because I tried to
Glitchy?
Google it. Glitchy.
Glitchy.
I think they said he's like eating a glitchy or something. Look, I'm almost 50 years old, so I'm not completely understanding what the young people talk about, but I try to stay informed.
Yeah, I thought he said glizzy.
Somebody said a hot dog.
Yeah, I thought he's talking about
Glizzy.
like a glazed donut. I think that's what he meant.
Oh, okay.
'Cause it does look like a hot dog. So I don't know. Someone feel free to.
Well, Leroy
let me
says
know.
glizzy and it's a hot dog. That's glizzy and then hot dog. Okay. So maybe apparently it's they call them zesty. It's kind of zesty to the way a man will eat a hot dog. Like, don't eat it too fresh now, because then you look a little zesty. I don't know.
I don't know. Why does everything have to be shaped in that shape for a food?
I know. I mean, it's a hot dog. Everybody can eat one. Hi, Dr. Nick Riviera. Says, as long as the glizzy ain't glazed. Glazed with what? Y'all nasty. Or is that my mind?
Oh, it's like American English, the Gen Z or Alpha, or they're kind of turning the language. It reminds me of the way that the British have turned their language into a bunch of weird words. Like you go bonkers, or whatever, or you got or bollocks, or you're like they're just I can't even think of the funnier ones. They got some really strange words that just sound like childish words. And it's like you're not really being sophisticated anymore. It's all good.
They are so bad in the chat. Someone said it was Leroy said it was my mind, and Dr. Nick said, "No, I am that nasty."
This
All
is the
right, so
thing about
let's
everyone
go.
who acts like they're not nasty, whatever. We're all good. We're all pretty nasty.
I'm pretty nasty. I don't
Anyway,
mind. I don't mind being nasty.
don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
Looks like you got some plans, so we can get into some gangster shit. Okay, Chris.
Weakest link.
On the ad.
I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want fights, and I don't want to do nothing, bro.
Now that's Quavo begging.
Like, please, bro.
Who want smoke with me?
Please, bro.
Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with C? Who want smoke with me? Who want... Okay, let's get down to the facts. Pussy, I'm dripping red. Don't let this R&B shit fool you niggas get ripped to shreds. Quavo talking like he a thug, nigga, you a bitch with dread.
Listen, I don't think a lot of you guys know, man. Chris can rap. Chris can rap. Chris can
Yeah,
rap.
I don't know how much
knew that,
more.
though.
Chris Brown's career,
We already knew Chris could rap.
and he's been.
He could rap, he
probably
could
been
sing,
15,
he could flip,
2001, I think.
he could play basketball.
Sorry, I didn't. You cut out there. Whatever you said, I didn't
Oh,
catch
I
it.
said
You cut out.
he can sing, he could rap, he can flip like a gymnast, he could play basketball. He's like he's like an all-American. He could do a lot. Like
He's a Renaissance man.
leave him alone.
Yeah, I should check him out a bit.
Actually,
I remember.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I remember I remember hearing Chris Brown was like over a decade ago when I was living with my parents and my sister, and she would listen to this kind of stuff. And I remember him coming out with more like R&B.
R&B.
And
And
now
that's-
he's making music I might actually like. So
Well, he wanted to be a rapper in the beginning, but they told him R&B was the way to go. So, like, he is Usher status in dancing and R&B in his voice. But he wanted to be a rapper. Like, he kind of hood.
well, he's
And
got the chops there. I guess, from what I can tell. Right? Those few-
well, you ain't even heard it yet. Keep it going.
yes.
Hit
All right.
it.
2002. He's been doing this over 15 years, so you gotta remember. And I seen an argument not too long ago saying who's more relevant today, Chris Brown or Quavo. I don't know why that's even a discussion. Like, let's be real, guys. Why is that even a discussion? It's no comp. It's Chris Brown will always be Chris Brown. People are gonna be listening to Chris Brown in the next 20 years still.
Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. What's all that bullshit you talking? You ain't no huncho, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo, nigga. You fuck my ex-hoe, that's cool. I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga. They say revenge is...
Boy, that boy Chris, dog. That boy Chris is toxic.
See, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I don't exactly appreciate listening. Like, I'm sure in the context, it's like funny, it's cool, whatever. But like hearing people, this misogyny and the patriarchy stuff, every rap song's got to be talking about, I fucked your bitch. That means I'm so much more of a man than you are. It's like, this is reinforcing this stuff. And you've got to bring it up sometimes. Like, but then you're the guy who's not that cool.
Okay, well, let's have this discussion real quick. What about comedy? Because everything is nothing is off limits in comedy. So why does it have to be off limits in rap? That's one question. Okay. In comedy, they have those roasts where they have the person who is the guest of the evening that gets roasted by all of these comedians that do nothing the entire night but talk shit about them. That's what Plain Dozens is. So can we not have a comical, fun
For sure.
time about talking shit about people?
Exactly.
I mean,
it's like there's a time
and
place.
that's what this is.
Yeah. It's like there's a time and place for my criticism or whatever. It's not meant to be taken like we got to go cancel them. It's just like when people want to be mature and have a more mature discussion about this, that's the kind of stuff I'd rather people talk about. But then if you want to enjoy it as entertainment, go ahead and do that. Not everything has to be a fighting moment, but then.
Yeah, I'd like to get, I want to get in the trenches. Rondo says there's a lot of conscious rap out there also. Yes, there is, but we covered this, Michael, with White Mike from the TED Talk, that the people who control the radio stations will not play conscious rap. There's no way that's going to get through because they want the chaos, right? They want the division. So I'm gonna let you go a little bit. Cause the chat is on. The chat is on fire, but so is this video. So I'm gonna let you play a little more, and then we'll do some chat.
I just want to say real quick for anyone who's watching who hasn't seen it earlier, who might be new to the channel, go ahead back and take a look at that video we just mentioned. That one was called "The Black Exploitation of Rap," something like that. I forget the whole title, but so yeah, like, share, subscribe. Let me just play a bit more.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Also, I was gonna say, as far as answering, why is it not it's okay to when it's a joke, it's just a joke, whatever. Why isn't that okay? So bringing back to I like to talk about the fallacies, right? So when people, like, there are times where people try to use a joke to get away with unacceptable behavior, where they say, I'm not being abusive to you, it's just a joke, you're just taking it wrong, get over it. And it's like
like gaslighting.
Yeah, and then there's a thing called appeal to ridicule, but go ahead and do your own research on fallacies, because I'll kind of get on a tangent about that. So let's get back to this. So we got other videos to show too. So.
Talking like he a thug, nigga, you a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. What's all that bullshit you talking? You ain't no huncho, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique, let's keep it a hundo, nigga. You fuck my ex-ho, that's cool, I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch, I'm up, little nigga.
Come on, Chris.
Come on, Cardi B.
Like, man,
if it's up, then it's up.
That's all I'm saying. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, guys.
Say revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit. Don't let that line go over your head. I might just sing about that shit. I had a feeling about that dick. There's something sweet about that shit. I got some tea about that bitch, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit.
Wait, hold on. Man, these girls be pillow talking.
Up, little nigga. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit. Don't let that line go over your head. I might just sing about that shit. I had a feeling about that.
I might just sing about that.
There's something sweet about that shit. I got some tea about that bitch, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit. I ain't playing chess with a checker player. I'm a ticking bomb on a detonator. I shit on niggas, I'm a defecator. I put amigo on a ventilator. Stop talking about beating girls. You was beating bitches on the elevator. We seen the taste, that's devastating. You doing bad. You a bitch and your music trash. Fashion week, they said.
Damn.
Your music trash.
I put amigo on a.
See, I can't tell when he's reacting, if he's reacting in favor or against, you know. It's like,
it's all in favor. He's a fan of Chris Brown, for sure.
Yeah. And I just, damn, you got him good.
Yes, every time. I mean, Quavo's was whack. And since you paused it, I just want to say this. Thank you, Dr. Nick, because that Drake line about Lucille, I'm not exactly sure of all of that. So thank you for that. So I know what to Google. I think it has something to do with his masters or something. Like I said, I'm almost 50. I'm not really in this. I'm not in this fight. But this one I can get with. Go ahead, Michael. Hit it.
On a ventilator. Stop talking about beating girls. You was beating bitches on the elevator. We seen the taste, that's devastating. You doing bad. You a bitch and your music trash. Fashion week, they set me next to your lame ass. I was truly mad. All I kept thinking about was breaking your face, but I gave you a pass. You lucky I ain't wanna fuck the money up, boy. I would've broke you in half. Quit trying to be tough, you ain't like that. Why you keep showing off? Quit talking about drugs, you the only pack that I've been smoking on. I just hit my plug, told him come back, I'ma need more than one. Your last album was a weed trade, just some bullshit that we roll up on. You know what?
Your last
He
album was a
smoked his
weed.
last
Something
album
was
up and smoked it.
Last album was
Yeah, he used his last album to roll his joints on. That's really fun.
Smoked it. That's mean. It's just mean.
Rondo said Chris is calling Quavo out for his misogyny. So then this is the thing. It's why would you complain so hard for him to be dissing this guy? Think about why he's being dissed, and then maybe you won't have so much of an objection. So let's see. Anyone else got some comments in the chat here?
Irony, yeah, it is irony. I mean, they're both. Well, they both made. Well, I don't know anything about Quavo. I don't know that much about Chris. I stopped listening to him after the Rihanna situation, but that was many years ago. And do we hold people to task for things they've done that many years ago? When people evolve over time, all of us. Now I don't know him. I don't care about any celebrity because I don't know you personally to be able to say whether you are a good person or not. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's that whole honeypot situation where just because you kind of hear about abuse without learning like all of the details and exactly what's going on, you might assume that there's the one person is all bad and the other person's all victim, but then often there's a lot more nuance, and unfortunately, it's not getting covered properly. So
I'm gonna give a really good example. Bounty the dog hunter. That man literally killed a black man when he was like 18 or something. He did his time and was able to reinvent himself as a caring, loving man who rescues dogs and made millions of dollars doing it. Michael Vick was fighting pit bulls. Okay, he also did his time. Not only did he do his time, he gave a lot of money to I think the ASPCA or something like that. And he lobbied Congress to change laws to protect dogs from this type of abuse. They still wanted to persecute that man. So what's the difference? I mean, it's obvious. How did Dog the Bounty Hunter become able to become a millionaire and he killed a black man, and a black man killed a dog or two, and they wanted to ruin him for life? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm making observations.
No, it's a good observation. That's the sort of thing that even if it's old news, let's just hear it again, just because people shouldn't forget that because especially the history repeating itself sort of thing. So, yeah.
Now let's get back to the fun.
the weed trade, just some bullshit that we roll up on. You know what's on, put you to bed. Night, night, that Sudafed. Show me that I'm tender, bitch. Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. take off, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how.
Damn, dog. This is the line that everyone's been talking about.
Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. take off, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead. Oh, shit. You tripping, Chris, don't say.
Oh, Lord, come on.
I wasn't even supposed to curse on here. Oh, shit.
That's is that a low blow, or I don't know. That's pretty, we wish you were dead kind
of. No, okay. So, and the people in the chat could correct me because, like I said, I don't really follow these people like that. But a lot of people, so the group is called Migos, Michael. So it's Takeoff, Offset, and Quavo. I think they're cousins. And they were like at some event in Las Vegas or something. And something happened. It looked kind of shady. And after it all went down and people analyzed the video, a lot of people were thinking that Quavo had something, if not him actually trying to set it off himself, just his childish actions caused it to happen type of situation.
Yeah.
And Takeoff, a lot of people consider him the brains behind the group that like wrote most of the songs that made them famous. So that's my assessment. Please in the chat tell me, because I'm just getting that off of things I read, because I didn't really listen to Migo before. Okay, so here Leroy says this. That analogy is fire and relatable to me about Michael Vick. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was talking about the other thing. Okay. My dad convinced me to avoid joining the army by telling me this country only cares about protecting white women and dogs. True.
Yeah.
Do not join the
But then they
army.
also put
Maybe the
down,
National Guard, but not the army for sure.
yeah, a
And
dog will
not the
bite
Navy or
somebody.
the Marines.
I don't know how much it is in the states though. But then the other thing that makes me think of is that a dog will bite somebody, and then they'll feel the need that it has to go get put down. And it's sometimes, I guess, there's dangerous dogs, but the problem is that there's no really dog that's inherently vicious. There's the vicious owners that make it that way. And so destroying the dog is the way that terminology they use. It's like as if it's like property. So they're saying, as far as animal rights, but that's like not what we're trying to get into. I was just saying.
I know a lot of white people say that, but I got attacked by a pit bull.
Hmm.
I mean, a pit bull could be not have a dog owner. So does that not make the dog vicious because they're out in the wild
Hmm.
without an owner? Because
Well, that's a feral
I
dog.
almost
Like,
lost my
wild
leg.
animal, different thing, But
Okay, but it's still a dog.
yeah,
I'm
for sure.
saying it's still a dog with a temperament. I
Yeah.
almost lost my leg and almost my life because of a pit bull. So
Well, they
I
can
have a
move
different take on
pretty
it.
fast, and they can bite pretty hard. So you got to be careful. People treat
Yeah.
every dog like they're some innocent cutie.
I'm gonna go back and forth. Okay. Rondo says white folks love dogs more than Negroes. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Like, remember the signs? Your dogs can enter, Negroes stay out, and all that stuff. Okay. Getting back to what I was saying about Takeoff, Rondo says Takeoff was the unacknowledged leader of the group, from my understanding. That's what I thought too. Okay. Yep.
as far
For
as the
real.
dogs, I agree with that 100%. Where I've been finding just like my family and friends who have dogs and stuff, they seem to care more about the dog, not just about black people, but about
Then a homeless person.
they care about dogs more than human beings. Is kind of what I. But then
Hmm.
still, I also feel that people have a dog so they have something to beat on. So that it's like you got all this pent up frustration, and now I have something that I'm allowed to beat. But maybe not everybody for sure. Yeah. Anyway,
Yep. Dr. Riviera. We had those signs as well in the Southwest. No dogs, no Mexicans allowed. But you know only two colors in this country. Yeah, no dogs, no Mexicans, no colors. No, it said no dogs. No, our signs were in the South. It was no Mexicans, no blacks, no Mexicans, no Negroes. At the time, it was Negroes. Dogs allowed. That's what it would say.
that's worse. Yeah. Then
Yeah,
you
no
got
Mexican, no black, no Negroes, dogs allowed.
yeah, placing the dogs above both Mexicans and
Placing,
Negroes.
yeah, and then 3/5 of a person.
Elevate my education. Haven't seen you here before. Welcome. 3/5 of a person. That's right. And the people infinite. The peopled infinite. Hateful eight. True. Not sure what you mean by that.
And you're
Happy.
new, so welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We want to move to another segment here.
We can, but I
We
want to
could
hear
just
that
keep video.
in.
We're not really. My other videos aren't too long,
I
so we might
wouldn't
as well
mind.
finish up.
I wouldn't mind hearing the end of it because it
Yeah.
was, whew, it was a lot.
All right, cool. Here we go.
Oh, Chris. Chris.
You tripping, Chris? Don't say.
Oh Lord, come on, Chris. Crazy how
Why
it went
you got
take
him
off
eating
down
that
here.
hot
I'm like,
dog?
Chris,
So
you just said, oh Lord. Yeah, dog. This
That's
meme
messed
right here.
up.
This is what
Perfect
I'm thinking
picture.
right now.
Pardon
oh,
the
why he got it
ads.
with that hot dog in his mouth, just holding it? That's messed up.
It's just the perfect kind of image if you're gonna be mocking or humiliating
Mocking
someone to
somebody,
have
right,
an
right.
undignified image of them. So
Exactly.
let's play some more.
Now we can settle
Damn,
this now.
Chris.
I just hit my plug, told him come back, I'ma need more than one. Your last album was a weed trade, just some bullshit that we roll up on. You know what's on, put you to bed. Night, night, that's to the fed. Show me that I'm tender, bitch. Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. Takeoff, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead. You tripping, Chris, don't say that, don't lose your head. You done turned a big bad wolf on these fuck niggas, never knew revenge. This what happens when a fuck nigga push a real nigga out to the edge. This what happens when a dumb nigga get fame and it get to his head. You gon' kiss this ring, nigga. Big fuck you from my middle finger instead. Fuck off, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how big. Show me that I'm tender, bitch. Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. Takeoff, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead. You tripping.
Oh, I like that. Hold on.
He backed it up,
So
or you backed it up?
He backed it up a few times, so it's a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I wish he wouldn't have
I got
done that.
confused. Yeah, I got
He went back to
confused for a
that
second.
already. That's like the second time he went back to that part.
Yeah, okay. Because it
Might have
was a
gone-
lot. So you know, it's his first time hearing it. By now, it's been a couple of days. So
Oh, I appreciate you tipping me onto this. I'm probably gonna check out the Quavo and Chris Brown here, and maybe we'll check out those other guys you mentioned too.
you don't need to check out Quavo. He can't rap.
It's not like
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I don't mind checking it out just to hear bad music too, to see what else crap's coming out. Yeah, let's play a bit more here.
Chris, don't say that, don't lose your head. You done turned a big bad wolf on these fuck niggas, never knew revenge. This what happens when a fuck nigga push a real nigga out to the edge. This what happens when a dumb nigga get fame and it get to his head. You gon' kiss this ring, nigga. Big fuck you from my middle finger. I tattoo my trigger finger. Bring real beat to your dinner table. My mental state ain't never stable. I know this shit gon' sting, nigga. I ran your ass through the ringer, nigga. You just got bodied by a singing nigga. Bitch. Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me?
Boy, I called him a bitch at the end.
What's that?
He called him. You ain't hear it?
No, it's with.
He said you just got bodied by a singing ninja.
Ah.
And then right in the mic, I mean, bitch. Oh my God, it was too much.
I just kind of have a hard time like enjoying this stuff with all that shit that I've been going through. I actually was thinking maybe I haven't had a drink with you on stream. I told you guys I was on the wagon again, quit drinking for a while, but after everything that's happened to me, I did start drinking again, whatever. So I thought maybe this stream, I don't know. Usually you tend to have like a glass of wine or something. So I thought maybe we could have a drink together or something, but then it's all good. I can have one later or whatever. But I really do need to just like, cause I'm being a little crazy without it. And it's like not, I'm going to get in trouble a little bit. And it's as much as it would be ideal for me to be able to bootstrap myself through it there. None of the things that need to happen for someone to be able to maintain that kind of a sobriety are in place for me to do that. So I gotta be just kind of realistic. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
Well, I'm proud of you. And I also, I'm proud of you. I'll just leave it at that.
yeah. So I can show you guys my videos we could maybe finish up this one first. We still got time. We're gonna go a little longer than an hour this time.
So Leroy Michael lives in what part of Canada? Is it Ontario?
Windsor, Ontario.
Oh,
So
Windsor,
in the
Ontario.
most southern part of Canada that you can get,
Mhm.
right across the river from Detroit. And have I ever tried cannabis? Yes, I smoke tons of cannabis. I'm like an elephant with that shit that needs an extra couple tranks to get down. So, but there's not enough weed in the world, unfortunately, to deal with this bullshit stress that we've got to deal with. You know, it's like it's not. Well, I'm not smoking it to try and bury my head in the sand. It is a stress reliever. It does help me a lot, but you can't expect it to work miracles. So,
But why are you pulling that up? Can I just speak on that? Because it's literally what they want. They want us stressed. They want us discombobulated so we can't organize or we can't see the bigger picture. So that's why we're here, right, Michael? To say, hey, everybody, it's okay. We have emotional intelligence. We
yeah.
can do this. We can see through the projection, the gaslighting, the lies, and we can stay strong because there's more work to do.
There's just another thing to keep in mind. Maybe if you're isolated and undermined enough, knowing the truth doesn't necessarily change or affect the future. So just like the idea that would you really want to know your ultimate fate, how you're going to die, if you can't actually alter the course of the future? Would it upset you more, or would it bring kind of peace? And I'm finding that it's not very peaceful to know what is happening to me with clarity and to know what needs to be done to rectify the situation, and yet to have none of it happening. It's a little bit kind of just, it would be better to be ignorant, maybe emotionally. It wouldn't be better for the actual situation, but because I think as long as you have that clarity, you have a chance of making it better. But if you don't know what is clear, then you have much less of a chance of actually fixing what's wrong.
So, why are you pulling this stuff up? I just want to pull up something from the chat from one of our new friends because it's an interesting question. So the people, I think it's infinite. You said infinite, but I think that's infinite. Just wondering, is this show a critique on art from an RBN perspective, or what's the premise of this show? Keep it up regardless. So today we're just having fun. Usually Michael and I are super serious and take an extreme topic and try to pick it apart as best we can for our friends in the chat. We don't have all the answers. We don't know all the questions to even answer, but we just do our best. But I just wanted to be fun today, and Michael agreed, so he's just going along with the ride for me, and that's what's happening today. So no,
I
it
would
is not a critique on art from an RBN perspective.
I'd say
But it
sometimes it
can
can.
be sometimes.
I'd say just a little bit to add to what you're saying is that the reason why maybe we picked the name Noteworthy for our show is we'd like to find throughout the week what we consider to be noteworthy subjects worth talking about. And that's not necessarily only geopolitics or history or art, but it could be anything that
Or
anyone
race or gender.
anyone at all finds worth discussing. So,
But it's usually pretty heavy.
because we're living through one of those times like that Lenin quote is being thrown around a lot about how there are decades where nothing happens and uh, weeks where decades happen. And so whether if we don't cover it now as serious and setting it is, it'll kind of be too little too late. It won't be as relevant and timely. So
Thank you for asking and understanding our answer. and the chat is kind of revving up about race.
Mhm.
Do you want to show your
Yeah, I'll
account
show
to view
this a little
off?
bit. I'll just
And then we'll let them hash that out, and we'll come back to what they're saying, and we could talk about it.
this is a little bit more like we're changing just topics right here. This is just trying to explain what's been going on with my situation at my apartment building. I don't think it's been helping to kind of be silent about it as much. The court people at the court systems will even tell you not to be bringing these things up to social media because it makes their job harder. But at this point, I think it's important for a little bit of public awareness, at least. If nothing's going to happen for my personal situation, at least I can document it and share it, and people can know what to avoid in order to not get caught in the spider's web to begin with. So this is just a video I recorded on my cell phone. There's been a homeless, one among many other homeless drug addicts that have been trespassing into the building. And this particular man's been living in my hallway outside my door for months, like 3-4 months kind of thing. If not, like he's been here for years, really. But then, because it's winter time, he's really had to kind of be here at night and stuff. And then it's all good. I've been trying to be like not being discriminating and accommodate them. Right? I understand you live on the street. I'm sure there's all kinds of horrible things that have happened to you and continue to happen to you and stuff. I sympathize, I empathize, but then there's the problem about people taking advantage of your good nature, and there's no moving on for this person because of they're kind of trapped in their drug abuse, and they're getting older, and the healthcare system that's supposed to do their part to assist him are kind of have washed their hands. A lot of people like this, they get they throw up their hands. They don't really know what to do to help them, so they just stop helping them, and they just let the street. They try to let the street kill them. So they're my peace of mind, my safety, my quality of life is completely destroyed by this. The landlords intentionally refuse to fix the problem. If they fix the doors, the people wouldn't be able to get in. How hard is it to fix a door? You take a locksmith, you fix the lock is fixed. Now you have a key to get in the door. But apparently this is the Herculean task that cannot be done for some impossible reason. So, and because they fixed it before and then the doors will get broken. And so I guess they don't know how to prosecute someone who commits a crime anymore. So they got cameras recording all these people whenever they're here all the time. And they do nothing about so are those cameras recording at all? I'm just saying, this is like a
Michael,
little bit
is this Canada nice? I don't, because
this is Canada. This is our Canada. Remember, Canada's so nice, right? We're so fucking. But when you actually get past our gaslighting, we're a bunch of fucking disgusting motherfucking pieces of shit. Okay, and I fucking tell them this shit all the time, and then I get treated like psycho because I'm like, you fucking people or whatever, just neglecting us and watching us fucking go crazy because you want to. What the hell is wrong with you? And now I find out, whatever, it's got a lot to do with all this fucking white supremacy, Zionist shit, whatever. We uncritically support shit. It turns you into a piece of garbage. Go figure. So,
they
anyways.
they want the chaos. Look, I made us big because your little doggy back there was being bad.
What you
Little
doing?
nasty ass. Well,
She
not
was-
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, licking herself.
She was
All up in
sleeping,
her business.
girl.
All up in her business.
She's been quiet because I took her to the.
Don't let her lick you in the mouth, Michael. Don't do
No,
that.
she's a shit eater. She eats her shit. Okay, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Because a lot of white people let dogs lick them in the mouth, and I just, we don't understand that.
They like to tell you the dog's tongue and the cat's tongue is cleaner than yours.
We just don't understand that. Look how cute she is, though.
Yeah.
She's like, you bitch, you talking about me? Yeah, I'm talking about you.
She's a bit of a handful, though.
Surely
I took her to
is.
the store.
Oh, and then she licked her lip.
She chewed her old. She chewed through her the first leash I got her already, and then today she broke the clip on the second leash I got because I was trying to go into the beer store for 2 minutes, and that's too long. because I'm being a little bit unfair and you might even say abusive to the dog, in that she's like 4 months old. So it's like leaving a baby for a minute. But I don't really have the choice. I tried.
She has
When
anxiety.
people aren't in my life, I don't have friends and family that are like able to take care of her when I need them to. So then this is like, what do you do? I tried to leave her. I went to work the other day. I started a new job. Okay, I got a new menu and everything to check out, right? But it's like a taco restaurant. I went to my second shift, and I had to leave her at home all day. She like chewed a hole in my door. Not entirely, but if I leave her for a few more
Separation
days,
anxiety.
yeah. But I needed her for an emotional support dog, and apparently she needs me
She
for
needs you.
more than I
So,
need her. So.
so Dick, where did I get that from? Dr. Riviera says, give her some mouthwash, problem solved. No, no.
A few minutes until she eats my kid.
Grapentine says, white guy here. I can't stand watching people French kiss their owners. Oh yeah, it's really weird. Like, why is that necessary?
It's just the thing about we love them so much. We're gonna treat them like they're almost like a human being, right?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm good on that.
People are nasty, right? So
Some people are real nasty. You can't eat at everybody's house, baby. You cannot. They
now
don't
that
wash
we've
their
kind of
hands. They don't clean their chicken.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
don't spend too much time in the kitchen. You might not like what you see, right? So I was just gonna say, now that we've kind of had a nice little bit of levity there, let's show this seriousness and then react to it. I guess see what you guys have to
Okay.
say about this.
Okay.
Hear it okay?
Is that the police?
Yep.
So it's a very steep set of stairs. He just sits at the bottom all the time,
No,
or he sits
no,
at the
not.
top.
I could have showed you a picture. Actually, he will sit actually sometimes right where I'm sitting. If you would be able to, I'm not sure if you'll see later in the video. If you look to the left from where I'm shooting, will be
Mm.
my door to my room. But then, if you turn a little bit more to the left, there's a hallway with a door, and a corner, like little nook right there, and then a couple more
Mhm.
rooms. And he will go through that door and sit in that corner, which is right up against my wall. My kitchen is on the other side of that corner. So
Oh wow.
yeah. And then
So
if
um,
he's quiet, sometimes it's not a big deal, but he will sit there and he'll be high on fentanyl and meth or crack or whatever, I don't even know. And he'll make noise like ridiculous noise. He'll bang and knock on crap or whatever, and he'll like yell and sing and just ramble nonsense at like
and
three, four, five in the morning.
you have a studio.
I have a little 1 bedroom apartment. I can kind of just like can show you a little bit here. There's the front door. There's the kitchen back there, and then there's like a window right here. That's the end of my
So
room. It's not big, so
so that's not a 1 bedroom. That's a studio, right?
yeah, I guess maybe a bachelor's apartment. It's a kitchen and
Yeah,
there's a
that's a
bathroom.
studio.
Yeah, whatever you call it. But it's good enough for
A
one
one
person.
bedroom is like the bedroom is completely separated from a living room. But if your living room and bedroom are in the same room, that's considered a studio apartment. In
Sure.
in Manhattan, I mean in New York City, um,
It would be fine if I were.
we wouldn't call that a 1 bedroom. We would call that a studio.
Sure. I'm just saying it'd be cool, whatever it is, for me to live here if I were 20 without kids and stuff. But for both my kids here, I got a futon. You can't really see it right behind the dog there. I can fold it out, but then the older they get, like we're kind of like a lot of people, we're forced to live in a smaller space than is good for us. But the other people I got were way more crammed than this. We got like families of 12 in like a 2-bedroom. Like, but anyway, let me just show you this here. So, because they just come, they'll do this at most. They won't even really do this much anymore. They'll maybe walk them away a couple blocks. They'll maybe take them to the shelters or to the hospital, and then he'll be back that night. He was back. After this, he was right back 4 hours later.
Is there no shelter close by?
Well, the
Or
problem
they don't have
drug
enough
users
space?
are not allowed to use their drugs in the shelter. So then when they go to the shelter, they can't stay in the shelter overnight because they can't go a few hours without using something. So they can go outside and stuff. And then they often will, like, they're afraid to go there because of whatever. They got beef with each other. They rob each other and they're whatever. Can't go there because they'll get assaulted or something, or go ahead and investigate them. I'm just saying.
So
I have
here
a few.
the shelters
This is where I started
they
to
will.
comment. Sorry. So I just
Oh,
paused
I
it.
didn't know you were playing. I didn't know you were going to play audio.
Well, I
You want
started
me to hear
talking to them while I'm recording because they're like, "What are you doing?" or whatever, and I'm like,
Well,
making sure.
I can wait and let you play this, and then I can say my thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, cool. I'm hope you guys will be able to hear what I say at least, even if you can't hear his response. And you guys can let me know if I manage to handle myself with my improv well enough. So. Criminal activity, please. I'm asking them to look into the landlords and investigate them. Investigate the landlords. You know that they don't fix the doors. They haven't for years.
Yeah, we can hear it. Well, I can't.
Go ahead and investigate them for criminal activity, please. Yeah. I have lots of complaints. They don't listen to me. Yeah, I do. He's always here. He's been he's picked up by the ambulance before, and he's been sent right back. I don't think he has ID, so I don't think he will get any treatment because he's not considered a human being without his identification there. Okay? I know he's a human being, but without ID, the Canadian system will not treat him like one. No, they won't, because he'll be right back here. Okay? They won't be able to treat him properly without having his name and all that. I've tried, right? They're corrupt too. It's the free will that matters so much more. You can't tell that this man clearly needs some medical attention, but then they don't give it to him because he says he doesn't want it.
So this is very, very interesting and very telling because, I mean, I grew up middle class, so I don't have, but I used to like go. I was in the hood during the day waiting for my mom to get off work, but then I went to my middle class neighborhood. The point is, there's only so much I truly understand about that type of life and situation. Someone in the chat, Grapentine, says that you have to have a cell phone to register to go to a homeless shelter. I mean, what I don't know what city they're in, but here you have to, because I looked it up for a family member of mine who is about to be evicted, and I don't want them coming here. But they have to be drug tested and do a breathalyzer to be admitted into the shelter.
Yeah.
So that's probably, I don't know if they do that there, but
it may
that
not
might
be
be
that quite
why.
extreme, but we're not that far off. But they do all kinds of that kind of crap. Where if they want to be going to rehab and stuff, they have dumb restrictions like you can't have a book to read in your own room because that's isolating behavior. And these just they're using strategies that have been proven. There have been studies that have proven that these are counterproductive and ineffective, and they keep using this approach anyways because it's what the politicians want instead of what actually works. So someone like this, I'm not a medical person. That would be the credentials fallacy to say you can't listen to me because I'm not a doctor here. But this guy cannot get clean on his own. And if you do not do what they've done to me already, they did this thing called a Form 2, where because they're considered a danger to themselves or to others, then they have to be taken at least for 72 hours and put in the psych ward involuntarily so that they can assess what they can do to help them. And because people do get in this state where they are not thinking coherently, they don't have the ability to exercise their free will properly. But from the outside looking in, it might be difficult to determine if they're actually still have that free will, because they're trying to argue for that autonomy that they need to keep using. So this man, after all this happened, he was still back in my hallway, and then one night, 2:00 in the morning, my neighbor downstairs brings him to my door and says that he claimed that he had a buddy in the building, and I know that he doesn't have a buddy in the building. His buddy, actually, who used to live upstairs, was murdered, and that's part of the reason why he's here. Was like given a drug overdose, like bad, like poison drug.
But isn't he older, Michael? So maybe in his
Like
mind,
16.
he's still.
So I got to know this man. His name is Bob Helajeski, okay, and he asked if he could stay for a month, if he could give me $600, and then he could try and get clean. He's telling me these drugs are killing him, and he wants to get clean. I wouldn't have taken this offer, except I thought that he was genuine. I think he maybe was. He did manage to go 5 days without using, and then he had to make excuses to me why he needed to leave. And then because I'm just some person who's trying to do right by him, I can't hold him here. So I let him go, knowing he was going to go use. He did. He came back for a few days. He was back the way he was, and then I didn't really feel comfortable with him being here because I was letting him stay on my couch, because we made an agreement, a verbal agreement that we couldn't stick to, because I can't have someone in my home who is being unpredictable like that. When he's really high, can't control his limbs and his thoughts and his words and stuff. So it was something I wanted to do, but I could not. And so then we had to kind of he did manage to go 2 more days clean after that again. So you can see he was really trying, and I was like waiting on him hand and foot. Right, I would go to get whatever groceries he wanted. Every time he needed something, get him a drink, get him some food. Okay. He soiled himself in my apartment here. I had to clean that stuff up, right? Acting like a total caregiver for free. Okay, $600 was probably not even enough for what I was doing for him. But then I couldn't do it for a whole month. And then we had this whole fiasco where I kicked him out, and he wants to come back, and he's asking. The last time I kicked him out, he wanted to go. He's claiming he needed to go get his hair cut. And I'm like, no, you don't. You need to stay here. You need to get clean, and then you can get a haircut in a month. Okay, but then he just had to do this. The haircut is just down the street. It could have taken him 10 minutes, maybe an hour wait if other people were there. He could have been back within an hour and a half. He was back 5-6 hours later, and he was high when he came back. And then after that, I said, 3rd time's the straw. I'm not letting you back in here anymore. I made him give me $40 because I knew he was going to use. I'm like, you don't need all your money then to go out there. But he was telling me how much he'd never had this amount of money. He gets like a pension, right? He's retired from auto worker. So he's that working class from the previous generations who had that success that we can no longer have anymore. But that success in and of itself is killing him, ironically. Okay, after the loss of the rest of your family and stuff, right? And then, so he gets his pension, like 3,000 something. He'll use it all in the first 5 days of the month. He won't use it all on himself or whatever. He'll get high, and then other people around him are exploiting him. So these people that act like he's friends or whatever and say we have the right to do these drugs, right? You're saying that so you have the right to fucking exploit this old guy who's not really there to stop you from taking his fucking money. So apparently I did the same thing. I'm sorry that you try and be virtuous or whatever, but then like when you put it into practice or whatever, stuff just goes wrong. You can't really be the morally perfect person. So it's I withheld that 40 from him, And then he was coming back. He's in the hallway and he's making a big stink, whatever. Give me my money. Give me my money. And I decided to use the situation. I said, I will give you your money if you never come back. How do I know you're never coming back? Because I know if I give you this money, you will be back tonight in my hallway, keeping me awake, fucking acting like a lunatic. And then so we had this whole altercation, called the cops to get them to take him. And I said, I'll give you your money when you come to take him and make sure he moves on from here. And then we did that. We gave him the money. He's back. Okay, they didn't do anything, and then he's asking more for the other money from the 600. I can't give him all of that because I spent a bunch of it on fucking groceries and shit, and I haven't been working. I only just got this job, so I couldn't give back the money if I needed. I need to fucking eat, okay, and I need to smoke and shit. Sorry, but the thing is, so then my mom's like, okay, we'll just give him 200 back because what we did was wrong, and I'm like, okay, but what are you gonna do when you give him the fucking money back? Because he'll use it in a day or two, and he'll be right the fuck back. And he was right the fuck back. She gave him the fucking money, and he came back. So I'm not giving him any more fucking money. Okay, it's not helping. So, and he said to me, because I withheld some of his money and helped him for a few days, I managed to help him have more money than he ever had in fucking years. But then this thing all went toxic and shit because he won't be helped. I got my mother to help find some addictions expert counselor to come to my apartment to talk him into going to rehab. And then when she came and had that hard conversation after a few days detox, he changed his mind and told her that he wasn't ready for that. So then I'm like, well, what are you doing here in my apartment telling me you're ready for that? When I fucking get the people mobilized to get you an apartment and everything, you just say you're not ready so you can sleep in my hallway some more. So I'm sorry that this is not okay anymore. So now I've been calling the cops like every fucking night because they're always back in the hallway every fucking night. And then they still ignore me. Now they don't even send anybody when I call. They hang up on me. You're supposed to call 911. You're not. That's illegal. Wow. And they do that anyways. They tell me call the non-emergency line. I called the non-emergency line. They sent the non-emergency people to deal with him. They took him away. He comes back. So it didn't work. So then they tell me to do it all over again. I'm not going to do it all over again because I didn't work last time and it's not going to work this time. But apparently they still think I'm crazy or whatever, even though I feel like I've articulated the problem very well. And it's not resolving itself. So who's going to do what needs to be done? Nobody.
This seems like mental institutions, when they were closed down by Reagan, it really hurt our society because some people need that type of help. And the only thing that they have these days are 72-hour holds and prison.
Yeah.
Prison isn't for mental health patients. Prison is for people who don't need to be in society because they are wreaking havoc. But unfortunately, there are a lot of mental health patients in prison, and it seems like they won't even take him to jail.
Even though I feel like at this point that he should have been, I don't agree with people thrown in jail for these reasons, but he is asking for it. And I told him if he's got Alzheimer's or something, then you can't let him choose these choices anymore. Because if he's either there because he can't remember he was here yesterday, or he's doing it on fucking purpose, and you can fucking call him out on that. But they want to pretend like give him the benefit of the doubt or whatever. It's moral fucking relativism. It's the same problem as the Nazis, okay? So.
Well, I just want to. You're getting real excited, and I know why.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be still more after we hang up on our stream. I gotta deal with this. So
I wanted you to look at the comments and see, all the
sorry.
support that you're getting, because you are getting a lot of support in the comments.
Yeah.
And a lot of information because this is something I'm not like. While you're looking at that, I want to. One day I came home, and this man. So I'm not in New York City anymore. Like, and when I was in a very secluded apartment type of situation. We had our own police station in the complex, so I never had to deal with anything like that. I never had to have that type of frustration. Here it's different because I'm in, a town, a city, but a town. So we have our own yards and stuff like that. I come home one day and this man is just like, he is slumped over in my yard. What the hell is going on? So, sir, are you okay? I was capable of, I fed him. I got him like some sugar, drink, and he moved on and went about his way. But that's a big house. Not a big house, but it's a house on an entire street. Okay, it's not a apartment with stairs where it's very confined. So he might be slumped over in somebody else's yard. I won't know that. He might be on the parallel street or the street perpendicular to me. That's the difference between being so confined together and being somewhere like this. And a lot of people who are in areas like me have no compassion for people. Um, they don't even want to deal with it. So you have way more compassion in that cramped space than a lot of people I know. So I commend you for that.
A lot of my neighbors have kind of been saying I commend you for caring, just like you're saying and stuff. But then they're also everyone's advice. This is a recurring theme: is
Boundaries.
don't do too much, whatever. Don't overextend yourself. Take care of yourself. You can't save everybody. I get that. Exactly. But this is like when a million people make that same thought process. This is exactly what the bystander effect is. It's like I might be able to do something, but it would be an extreme amount of work, and it might not even amount to anything. So the logical thing to do is to just save pick your battles, right? And there is truth to that. But then this is like I think Norm Finkelstein said something one day that I really feel is important. Sometimes even if it's a lost cause, you have to fight for it anyways, because otherwise, why are we here? Kind of thing. Like with these Palestinians, a lot of people aren't helping them. Don't feel like it's worth learning about it because they don't think anything can be done to save them, and that is exactly what will condemn them, doom them. And I think Norm Finkelstein has it right that sometimes it doesn't matter what the odds are. You have to do what's right. So I could play a bit more.
And
I
there, I
also
mean,
want to.
I mean,
Sorry.
and there's also other places we should be concerned about, like the Congo, that nobody's talking about yet. And I just wanted to. Oh, go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead.
I was just saying, hoping to cover the Congo soon. We've been kind of putting it off a bit.
We have been.
We're going to get to it soon. I promise.
We are. So while you're gearing up the rest of that, I just wanted to say, wait, first of all, my wine is here. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Across town to get it.
You had to go across town because I'm in a food desert.
Everything does.
Everything desert. That's another thing we have to talk about. Living in a black neighborhood, the grocery store doesn't have proper, decent wine. Like, let me digress. There's a new person in the chat called Cowboy Kitty, and we just want to welcome you and say hello.
Thank you for being here.
Cheers.
Yeah, I might. Okay. I'm gonna hit the play here a little bit, and then I'll go grab a bit of a drink here. So. I just want to try to find where I left off. No, they won't, because he'll be right back here. Okay, they won't be able to treat him properly without having his name and all that. I've tried. Up to.
So we don't hear much at the time. So I just want to say, I just want to show my appreciation to you guys in the chat. Hi, Retro Kramer.
Thank you, Retro Gamer, for the shout
Yeah,
out.
no, isn't that very sweet? It's a good show worth subbing
And,
to. Thank you very much.
yes, and I noticed when I commented earlier, it's now says CJ is changing the name.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the new name is well, you just saw it, Inland Empire. Okay, and our boy John H is in the house. Yes, John H. So as you see, this is not our normal commentary, but it's something that he wanted to get off his chest. So that's what we're doing.
There's been a whole host of things. Right. So you're investigating corruption from a landlord and the types of things that landlords do in corrupt activities. Right. There are certain types of things that they would be up to if they're doing illegal activity. It's not like I'm asking you to see if they're drug traffickers. I'm asking you to see if they're up to useless talk to me. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, useless talking to you or whatever. What's this? What's this? Oh, you locking it in? Right? Yeah, thank you. Right? You're holding it shut? Why? Because there's no lock on the door, so I can just open it. You could open it. That's why. Right? When you make complaints to the landlord and they don't do anything, and you don't know who owns the building, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? So you see, he was holding the door there. You can't tell really, but I was trying to push it out and go follow him, and they went out the door. And then in order to do their fucking corrupt cop shit, they want to hold the door closed and then pretend like maybe I'll get frustrated and go away, like a bunch of idiots. Like that's gonna accomplish anything.
I could see how easily they were trying to dismiss you.
Yeah. So, and that's like it goes on a bit longer. They go and they stand. Sorry, I just forgot to bring my camera back. They go and stand off to the side and then just try and talk him into going to Water World, I think they said, to get like some free food or a place, just one of those places where they set up a little temporary kiosk to give out some services or get warm or something. We won't be able to stay there overnight. So I say to them, like, and then what are you going to do? You're telling him to go somewhere where he won't be able to stay. And then where is he going to come? So then I tell him to take him downtown to the shelters and stuff. And so that's where I think that time, that's what they ended up doing. So I don't really need to play the whole video. We're kind of, we're already an hour and a half in. I wanted to just quickly show another couple smaller, shorter videos about, because the problem is the door there, right? You see how they can open and close the door and anybody can get in without a key. That's the main point. I've been telling them, you want to investigate the landlords. Why can't they do these things? Is there some problem with the money that they can't afford to do this? Is that because they have some kind of money laundering, financial fraud activity? Like I'm asking you, investigate. I'm not telling you how to do your job. You're the police. You know how to do this shit. You're just not doing it. Okay, so I'm saying, so then later on, I made another video just today after calling. They sent someone to fix the door, but it's not a locksmith. Or
and
apparently it is. Sorry. Go ahead.
Why? Oh, no, it's okay. I just want to I want to like bring up things and subjects that I'm thinking about while you're pulling that up, because this is a really good reason why projects shouldn't exist, because when they put together projects, they do not think that people in the caste system, in the lower caste system, are worthy of basic needs. And that's why when you put together multi-housing, so people who cannot afford, housing, and on vouchers or something like that, put them with like middle class or upper middle class people, it raises the status of the entire neighborhood. Because when you have projects, the government is not going to do anything to ensure that those people are not living like animals and roaches. You see what I'm saying? So
I do have
I just
roaches
wanted
too,
to
by
think
the way.
of that idea.
Sorry. I said I do have roaches too, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. On top of the, I don't know if you can see it still. See this patch of water damage on the wall, right? I don't have screens in my windows. I don't have a laundry room in the building that they promised. So yeah, we can call that up. These are just real shorts. Let's just play them and then we can move on. So
Okay.
So there's the outer door. I didn't quite get it filming quickly enough. Now he's already in his car. I stopped to talk to him. Let me just quickly. When I came out there, I said, "Are you going to get the door fixed in 24 hours? Because it doesn't take that long to fix a lock."
Oh, this is the landlord.
It's been this way. Well, it's just this is just the locksmith allegedly who came. They came in this kind of unmarked car. The other times the locksmith came, they came in a vehicle that said what company they come with, Tecumseh Locksmith or whatever. And then this time it's some guy in a vest. But if you're gonna do like cheap shit, wearing a vest is a nice costume to make you look like you're real, right? But if he might be a real locksmith, but then why wouldn't he tell me who he is and who he works for? This is why I wanted to show you this. So this first video is to show you where he was, and then he drives away. I stopped recording because I thought it was over and he wasn't going to come back, but then he stopped and he reversed, so I had to make a second video. That I just got his license plate or whatever. And then my other video real quick be this one.
So while you're pulling up your other video, let me just say he probably is a gig worker, because now they're moving away from having regular workers, and they'll have a gig worker that is doing like emergency situations where you're, and I know this because I've done it myself, where you work from home
Page unresponsive.
and you. Oh, keep going. You
Sorry,
work from home, and
it's okay.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So you work from home. You are your own boss. You know, the gig economy, where they don't have to give you any benefits and whatnot, and they don't really have to pay you very much money. And so you work for a company that does like emergency services. So they'll call out to a locksmith. It's not a locksmith that works for anyone. They have their own gig, and they're like signing up to be a gig worker for your gig.
And then, but I'm saying that's all well and good, whatever. But then I keep telling you, these people keep taking money for a job they're not doing. That is not okay, no matter what work you're in. Okay, so I told him when I came outside to have a smoke just to see. I actually tried to talk to the landlord or the building manager who was there talking to him. I heard, but before I could get ready, she scurried off because that's how she is. So so I went out there and I said, if you're a professional, this should take you 24 hours, because they already replaced the whole door, but the lock was what they didn't fix when they did all that work. And then the other locksmith from the other company said he would come back and do it, but he never did. Finally, this guy comes. So I'm saying, shouldn't take you that long. It should take you 24 hours at most. It really should take you like a half an hour to an hour, because you're just taking an old part out and you're putting a new part in, and you're fucking putting the screws in, and you're walking away. And you handle the key.
It's not that hard.
It's not rocket science. Okay. So, but then, so he stops working on it when I said it should only take you 24 hours. And then it hasn't been done in 2 weeks. It hasn't been done in 6 months. It hasn't been done in 2 years, because that's how long it's been like this. I moved in like 2 years ago, and then it was quickly broken after I moved in. They fixed it once in the meantime, and then it was broken like 2 weeks later. So it's been broken the whole time.
So, Michael, that is another feature of a gig worker. It's like an Uber driver. They can kick you out of their car at any time. Yeah. Whereas someone who works for a company has more restrictions. So he probably was like listening to your complaints. Although they're valid complaints, he don't care.
Yeah, but they're probably thinking, now that somebody's bothering me, I have a right to stop doing the work and saying, I can't do this. You're going to be a fucking snowflake, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, you can say you don't have to, whatever, but I'm telling the cops and shit, you got to make somebody come and get this work done because it's a safety issue. And then when people come and leave and get paid to not do it, that's still a safety issue. And then I know this is what people saying, whatever, you're going to catch more flies with honey than vinegar. But unfortunately, that is sometimes you gotta be actually. First of all, you can catch more flies with vinegar than honey, literally. But anyway, so I'm saying I document all this shit, whatever, and then let me just show you the rest of this video here.
Okay.
What's your name?
Let me change the layout. There we go.
Oh yeah. What's your name? What's your name? I need to know who you work for, who's paying you to do this, and if you're actually going to leave without not doing the job. So what's your name? I see you're not a locksmith. Where's your company logo and everything? I tried. She doesn't speak with me. Right. So who are you? You're not really a locksmith, are you? If you are, what company do you work for and what's your name? I'm the person who lives here, who has no safety because you won't fix the door. So fuck you. So yeah, sorry everyone, but I'm pretty fucking pissed and nobody cares. And eventually that's gonna blow up. So taking it out on everyone in my life, whatever, because nobody cares. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. Just so you know. Maybe
we care, Michael. We care.
You see my other videos, you see how I can be a different kind of person. If I in a different situation, I wouldn't have to have this shit going on. I wouldn't have to become this kind of person, maybe. But this is what goes, right? So this is who we are. So
we care.
So yeah, that's that. Thank you guys for listening.
I just want to say hey to our friends on Twitter because I know they never comment, but they're here and they're listening, and thank you for that. We appreciate you just as much as we appreciate our YouTube chat friends.
Yeah.
I have to say that every time.
Yeah, we don't need to have hundreds of people watching. I appreciate any of you guys. Just these little numbers, right? So that's all good.
Miguel says shout out to the haters. That's right. We love you too. In our own special way. Rondo says something very interesting. He says in the United States, the history of domestic security forces is directly tied to slave catchers. That's true. Their agency is established to protect capital and property. I don't know what we were talking about for him to mention that, but that's absolutely true. I mean, they used to be called the Slave Patrol, and then they start being called the police. So it's the same difference.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of like about the criminalizing the homelessness stuff, right? They're like
maybe
dog catchers and stuff. Maybe that's where he's getting it from, but I fully I don't support at all that they're trying to criminalize homelessness. That's not the solution to the problem. But then there are homeless that do criminal things, and then it is a very messy situation. So.
Okay, he's clarifying. He's saying he was talking about how the cops weren't serving and protecting.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You said earlier. Sorry. Right. It's not their job to investigate. It's their job to generate revenue for the state. I fully agree with this. I just, for the dealing with them personally, they would not actually. This is what we claim about their activity, and then when you challenge them that directly, they say that their job is not to protect the state and private property. Their job is to serve and protect the public, and that is the lie that they get away with. So,
but they're able to lie to us legally. But what I wanted to say was they went to the Supreme Court with this, and the Supreme Court ruled that their job was not to serve and protect. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like, Google it. Maybe I could Google it and share it right now. Their job is not to serve and protect.
That's right. Although that's the Americans, I'm not sure if that's the exact same as the Canadians. But then what we tend to do here is de facto our laws will say one thing, and then we'll just imitate the Americans the way we behave anyways, at least officially. The organizations, the bodies in power. So
Oh, okay. Well, if you're emulating us, then
The
we're
cops are.
emulating. Yeah, the cops. We're emulating the IDF, which a lot of people now are calling it the IOF
Yeah.
instead of defense occupiers. So I think that's a good way of saying it. So I can pull something up. I want to pull something up that's way more fact checkable. Usually I already have this stuff like in the back of my hand. So right now the quickest thing I have is the New York Times, which is not something I would normally want to show
Another thing I
you.
had, just to remind
I'll show
you, I had another video about there was a shooting, some people detained in Georgia at a protest on
I heard
campus.
about that, yes. And
So,
Colombia and all that stuff is happening. But I
yeah,
did just want to show this really quickly. Let me see. Can you see it? Oh no.
here, yeah, there.
This is the stage.
Sorry.
Oh, because it's New York Times.
Are they gonna
Look at the
paywall
page.
us?
Yes.
You can
Let's
try and
see.
call it up on
Do it again.
archive.org, but then that's not been working very much lately.
Okay. Well, look, if I stop it right here, then you can see it. If I keep scrolling, then it's going to do that thing.
All right.
But you see, justice rules that police do not have a constitutional duty to protect someone, and it goes on and on. I mean, this is from 20 years ago, so everybody should know this by now. I mean, this is not new news.
I know. I just feel like
It
it's
might be new
important to
news for some
reiterate.
people.
Hey, your job is not to protect us. What's that? Your job's not to protect us? That's right.
No,
Okay,
their
just
job
so
is to
we're all
protect
clear.
property.
Yeah, that's right. In case anyone, because a lot of people are convinced still that the cops are, all that propaganda they make us consume, that they're out there to protect you. You can trust them. Call them when you need them. They won't. They won't help you when you call them. And they'll try and teach my kids where they'll take my kids away from me. That's what's frustrating this all way worse. Okay, it would be easier to deal with this maybe if at the same time my ex weren't cutting me off from my kids and not letting me see them, except maybe once a month if I can get my parents to help arrange it. And there's no custody agreement in place that says she's allowed to do that. But then the cops will say, like, well, are they technically in danger? No, then I guess then there's nothing we can do. So then I guess this is abuse that's allowed to happen. It is definitely abuse to me, at least, but definitely to them, to be cut off from contact with their father, who is not like beating them. I may
Well,
raise my voice, I may drink a little bit and stuff, but like,
I would advise you to not talk about that on your podcast.
yeah, I
Because
can't talk about
you're in the
anything
middle of
because
it.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, no. But I'm just
I
saying,
know.
like, they know that
I
that is
care
going to
about
have a
you.
serious
I'm just
effect
asking
on
you not to
me,
talk
and
about
they're
it.
doing it on purpose. They know that it's like the kind of thing that destabilizes someone. They know I'm on mental health disability, and they do this stuff.
I know, but
And yeah,
Michael.
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
gonna go to. So Rondo says in the United States, the cops are legally allowed to lie to you during investigations, which they are. And then I see something I don't understand this. Rondo says ITF. I would like to know what that acronym means. And then I go to Leroy, which
Israeli
is
terrorist force, maybe.
terrorist might be the good T word. But this one is interesting to me. Leroy says IOF is Israel Offense Force. No, it's the Israeli Occupation Force. They aren't on the offensive. They are on that. No. So I would really love for you to chime in and tell me what you mean by that. Because here we listen to all voices, even if we don't agree with them. We could agree to disagree.
As Dr. Nick Riviera here said, everything you say can and will be used against you. This is very true. I would say people forget the counterintuition, the opposite. Everything you don't say can also be used against you. And this is something people have not learned that lesson, because if you do not object to stuff like genocide, they legally decide that that means you acquiesce to it. And this is not something that's very well advertised. They got to make sure not to advertise it, because then people would know that they need to speak up in order to actually have what they want to happen. Because by not speaking up, they are tacitly, quietly agreeing with the course of action, with the course of events. So everything you can say will be used against you. Everything you cannot say will also be used. Catch-22. So
Mm-hmm.
you can use their words against them too. Okay, don't forget that.
You sure can. And I've always seen lawyers say, "Shut the fuck up. Don't answer questions."
I ain't good at that shit. So.
I know. So okay, so what you said was clear. Rondo confirmed Israel terrorist force. So, and this is very interesting what Leroy says about IOF. He says they swear they're a defensive force, but they are doing an offensive assault. So this, when you say it like that, then it makes more sense to me. So yes, Leroy, genocide. So thank you for that. Because sometimes, when you text, when you got a boo or something, and sometimes you text them and you text them real quick, and because your emotions are involved, you might take it a certain way. That's how chat is sometimes.
Oh yeah, well, that's the
So,
thing. You have, because you're not speaking to someone face to face, you would have less information to work with.
yeah, and you can't look them in the eye and see what they're feeling and look at that. Yeah.
You can't get that pheromone. Like, you can literally, if you spend time in a room with somebody, it's not just hormones, it's pheromones or whatever. You get like something like an animal would just sense danger. Like, it's because you smell it in those things, invisible pheromones that you can't even smell. We do have that, but we don't really study it very well. So,
I would like to say this, pull this up from Retro Gamer, because he says it's a good show today, and I really appreciate that, because we didn't really have anything planned. We just said we were just gonna go off the cuff, because we don't ever do that. And for him to acknowledge that he thinks it's a good show, that really means a lot to us, and we appreciate you.
yeah, appreciate it. I don't really tend to spend too many episodes just pouring out all my personal details. I already did that a couple episodes ago too. But I'm going through the shit right now, and then I feel if I can get through it, then I won't have to focus on myself. And, right? Because I can't help. I can't really focus on what I can cover overseas. When the more I do that, the more I'm really like actively ignoring the things right in front of me in my own life that need to be dealt with. So.
And I don't want to always cover things overseas. I want to cover things right here, but also overseas. But I'm not a foreign policy expert. I am what's happening? Let me research it and try to figure out what's going on, and we can learn together type of podcaster. But this is a good time to plug, Michael, that if you guys ever want to cover something, you have our handles. They're right here.
Yeah. This is where, feel free to leave a comment, please, and we can let us know.
I don't know where are my fingers going.
You can send us on, give us a tip, and send us in a direction you'd like us to cover. I don't mind being led by the nose a few times, as long as you lead me the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So I was. Do you want to
Bad
share?
Cookies is here. Hi, Bad Cookies. Oh, look. Look, what? You're not a global policy expert, Abby. I feel lied to. Now, I don't know if that is sarcasm or you being petty. Either way, I love it. Bad Cookies
Yeah.
hasn't spoken the whole time, so I love.
Yeah,
Oh, look, they're coming out of the woodworks now.
yeah, it must be some. I think actually RBN had another stream going today. They did us dirty a bit. They started another stream at 6 today. But that's okay.
Oh, that's why we
So we might be
see kill. Okay,
a little
that's why
raid
we're
here.
seeing our usual suspects in here now, and we didn't see them the whole time. But here they go. But go ahead with your chats, Michael. Go ahead.
I was just Rondo said the history of the ITF is not that much different to the United States police forces, i.e., they were occupying Zionist terrorists that were sanctioned by the state. Yep. Yep.
Okay, I want to show this one. Rondo says, "Are we back in Pettyville? Hell to the yeah." Where I am. I don't know if Michael is. Michael has his head wrapped too
Said
tight.
just as soon
But
as you
I'm
get
ready for
back in,
Pettyville.
just as soon as you get back out, they pull you back in or whatever. That. Yeah.
Welcome to Pettyville, baby. Come on with it.
So are we kind of getting ready to wrap up here? You want to do some plugs or announcements? You got anything more to share? Or we're coming up on 2 hours. So.
Yep. So let's you go first, and then oh wait, before you go, I just want to say welcome, Golden Monarch. That is a new tag for me as well. So we're glad that you are here, and come back.
Rondo says Michael Corleone. It is funny. I forget that I have the same name as the actual character in the movie. Yeah, Sabi will be on in like 5 minutes. Kill your egregores. Welcome. Thank you for letting us know.
Oh, so
We should.
we gotta wrap it up because
We gotta
everybody
plug
loves
Sabi.
Savage Abs, and I
Everyone, go
hope you
ahead
love
and head on over there.
Abby Abs. I mean, I'm not Abby Abs. I'm Abby Do, as my father would affectionately call me.
Yeah. Check out Social Contract Tuesdays 1 p.m. Eastern. Break Beyond the Arc Politics Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Both of those groups are doing great. Always enjoy listening to what they have to say. Hopefully, maybe we can do some interactions. I was hoping if people have our schedules opening up, maybe we can do some collaborations with our sister channels. Just putting it out there. Actually, I don't know who made me a mod, but I've been thinking maybe we don't have a mod or whatever. If one of those guys want to be our mods, I wouldn't object. So
I wouldn't object either. That would be
check out
awesome.
Charlie Brown's channel. Hardlands Media is doing good work in the morning. Midwestern Marks trucking along. Danny Shaw got fired, so if anyone forgets that, try and give him a bit of solidarity. So I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to think of things to announce. I always forget this, so I never have anything prepared ahead of time. So.
Well, I'll say big ups to to all the stuff that I'm trying to work on. Let me show them. Can I show this? My summer program for the high school students. I'm really excited. We're preparing. We're getting it done for the next generation of young leaders. So I'm excited about that. When I have this too. This is my graduation hat, and my friend put me and my mother on it. Isn't that cute?
Nice.
I know. I wasn't even expecting that, so I thought that was very sweet, and I wanted to put that out there. That was Miss Toss Mitt. She's in the chat a lot. Ooh. Thank you,
Well,
Tasman. I appreciate you. Stay balanced. You're awesome. Revolutionary blackout. I guess we can't say Long Beach chapter anymore. I don't know what
yeah,
we
it's Inland Empire. Yeah, because he's moving.
something.
Because CJ's in Long Beach, California, or he was, and now he's moving. I guess a few hours inland
Oh,
to a
that's
place that
why. Okay.
Californians know as the Inland Empire area.
Okay. So that
So
makes sense. Um, so I'm hoping to have like some great news for you guys in due time about the things that I'm doing for these young people in my area with mutual aid. I'm gonna share this chat really quickly because I don't recognize this person either, and we just want to say welcome and come on back, Naya.
I've seen Cobra
Miss
Commander
Cobra.
around. Thank you
Oh,
for
you
coming
have?
down.
Okay. It might have been when I was, those 2 weeks that I was really sick and I couldn't be here because I feel like this is the first time I've seen them.
I think he's like a mod for RBN sometimes. I've seen
Oh,
the wrench next to his name. So shout
oh,
out to
okay.
Cobra Commander.
Shout out. So is that it? Are we out of here?
Yep, we could wrap up with this
So
Georgia
they can
video.
so they can go see Savvy Sabs.
Yeah, we
I'm
won't
going
hold you.
to.
Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Let me just close out with this here. So.